Paul Gadsby, welcome. How are you?
Very well, Ben, very well. I don't know how many times I've been coming to Baden. It's great to be back. The weather could have been better today, but we've had a very successful few days here.
Certainly, and what a place to be, outside Leo's.
Outside Leo's.
Long serving the reinsurance market after hours.
Very well. Well, some of the best conversations go on in Leo's, to be honest. You know, you can have these hot dating 30-minute meetings, and by the time people get there and have their coffee and do the small talk, they have to go again. But, you know, you really hear what's really going on in places like Leo's late at night.
No, completely. And what are the main themes that you're hearing come out this year?
Well, you know, what I think is things don't really change a great deal from conference to conference. It's the market is very much, the free market model is very much driven by supply and demand, and that's what we see every year. At the moment, it's a bit like carpet salesmen in Moroccan souks.
Okay.
I think the carpet salesmen are saying we want a good price for our carpets, and the buyers, the cedents and the brokers are saying we want to pay less. At the moment, there are too few carpets, I would say, and a lot of people wanting to buy. So I think the market's going to stay firm, and I think the market's going to stay... If I was asked whether it was going to go up, stay flat or reduce, I would definitely say flat, possibly up a little bit more to take into account inflationary pressures, climate change, and all the other very important topics we've been discussing this week.
Oh, really useful insight, and I love your analogy. I was trying to work out if I could insert attachment points somewhere or something, but I failed. So, brilliant analogy. I have to ask you guys, whilst you're here, what's your favourite thing about Baden-Baden?
The ice cream shops.
It's just even now, even in the rain. And,
No, when we first got here, it was nice and warm, and there seemed to be an abundance of ice cream shops, and I particularly like the cherry kirsch version.
Good to know. It is a lovely part of the world. Certainly.
It is.
Any downsides? Least favourite thing about Baden?
No. I think it is a beautiful city or town, and I've been saying to my wife Debs, we must come back. You know, out of office time. You know, they come here for a long weekend. I think it's a great place.
Absolutely. I remember we had the mayor host us. The whole town is really here to welcome the industry, aren't they?
Yeah.
The mayor welcomed us at the symposium on Sunday and said, guys, we love you. Keep coming. We'll look after you.
Yeah.
And they really do. They really do.
They really do. It's a lovely, lovely place. Really enjoyed it.
No, certainly. And obviously, we're coming back now, third year, I think, since the pandemic and since we reopened Baden. Busier than ever?
It's busier than ever, yeah. It's back to, you know, you can't get a room, you can't get a bed, you know, the restaurants you have to book up months in advance.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good to see, actually. It's really good to see. And, you know, I think it's a bit like the London market of 20 years ago. You used to wander around, everybody was there. Obviously, COVID played a very tough time. It was a tough time for the London market. But I see more and more young coming back to the workplace. And places like this, certainly for me, meeting old colleagues and friends, is just fantastic.
Absolutely. And I guess it emphasises that importance of relationships in our space and how they're still enduring even as we get into a more technology-fueled, data-fueled world. Those relationships are still key, I guess.
They are key. Everyone talks about the importance of relationships, but underlying those relationships has to be, professionalism. And professionalism comes from the way we present our information and present our data. And it's not good enough now just to say, oh, look, the data's a bit wonky. Don't worry about it. We're good mates. It doesn't work like that now. You have to really make sure that the data underlying the risk is accurate, consistent, reliable, and that's what's so important about what companies like Supercede are doing, I think.
Yeah, indeed. Many underwriters would and do agree with you, I think, there. We've just done a really fascinating report series where we interviewed a ton of underwriters and asked them, what do you do when you receive data that is a bit wonky, as you said, or they get something that doesn't line up versus last year? And it's astonishing, the amount of money it costs cedents and the amount of challenges it brings to their brokers when that data isn't up to scratch is increases in the price, the reloadings, it's holding back capacity because they don't want to have to try and put something through underwriting committee or otherwise.
Or declining the risk outright.
And right now, as you said, there's not as many carpets going around as there are people looking to buy them. So,
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Interesting time.
It is.
Any final thoughts to leave us with before I let you carry on with the mad networking at Liège?
You've done this to me
I
before.
put you on the spot.
You put me on the spot. I don't think so. No, I just think it is what it is. It's a very valuable and important time for all people in the insurance and reinsurance space. Reinsurance is fundamentally vital to the well-being of the balance sheet, the financial well-being of insurers, it's great to be a part of the industry.
Brilliant. Thank you again, Gads, for having you on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much.